Hello YouTube family, welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. In this one I'm going to be talking about something that terrifies the narcissist when they leave you for their new supply. Something that you may not know, something that you may be unaware of. But I am going to give it to you in this one. I'm going to let you know exactly what is going on. Because the narcissist walked off in an arrogant way, like they do, as though they knew exactly where they're going, what they're doing, and who they're with. But the problem is, a lot of times they do not vet their new sources of supply. So a lot of times they don't even know what they get themselves into. Because they've already devalued you, they put you down. And with a new source now, they have idealized them. They view them as perfect, even before they even know who they actually are. So they're getting involved in something and they don't even know what it's about. Because of course, when you get into a new relationship, you don't know who or what you're dealing with. They could be anyone. And especially with you, because I know you were questioning and they knew they had to find someone else. So they went on and moved with this new source before they even properly groomed them, before they properly prepared and trained them for the purpose of being their new source. And this is why they are terrified, because they do not know what to expect. They don't know what it is they're actually dealing with. And a lot of times what happens, and you may not be aware of this, but the reality is that a lot of times they do wonder if it was a better situation with you than when they're moving on with this new source. And just to confirm that, a few weeks ago I did a live video interview with a diagnosed self-aware covert narcissist, and I asked him this question in the interview. I asked him, have you ever felt regrets as you're moving on with a new source? Have you ever felt like you were leaving something more valuable behind? And he did say yes. But also, even though they may feel that way deep down, and this is where we really get deep into the psyche of a narcissist, because this is exactly how they think. The more arrogant that they are, the more that they are mercilessly heading in a certain direction in an effort to prove a point, as though what they're moving on to is so much better than what they left behind. Yes, the more arrogant they seem in that moment, the more insecure they actually are. That is the truth. That is what we are actually dealing with. Yes, that's really what's going for us. That's really how it is. They are actually very insecure about it. They don't really believe that what they're moving on to is going to be better for them. They don't really believe that at all. And in fact, in the back of their minds, they may believe that they were better off staying with you. Yes, they may believe that in the back of their minds. And yet, outwardly, they show this arrogance. They devalue you. And again, the more they devalue you, the more deep down they are actually insecure about themselves. And not only that, the more that deep down they actually believe that you are so much greater than what they are portraying you to be. So pretty much anything with a narcissist, doesn't matter what they're displaying, what they're portraying to you, whatever it is, deep down they are very insecure about it. That's why they're always on you. That's why they're always trying to prove a point. Because deep down, they don't even believe it themselves. And this is why this terrifies a narcissist when they leave you for their new supply. Because the reality is, you were their grade A primary source. You are an empath. And quite possibly you are a chosen one as well. And I'm sure they probably look at it like this. They probably look back throughout their lives and they realize how they've never found anyone else like you before. They've never found another empath. They've never had a grade A primary source of supply who was as good as you were. They've never had that. So naturally, at some level, they must assume that by leaving you, the odds are that they're never going to find anything else like that ever again. They're never going to have that again any point in their lives. And deep down, yes, they know, they are fully aware of that. They already know it deep down inside of them. But many of you may not know this, you may not be aware of it. And of course, the reason why is because the way that they flaunt it on social media. They flaunt their new supply. They make it look like they're living the best lives without you. As though you were the problem. As though they never needed you. As though you were no good for them. And many of them, they may actually come to you and say this, as a narcissist actually came and said to me. Yes, she came to me and she said at the end, I did nothing for her. Yes, that's actually what she said to me. And you may have heard that as well from the narcissist that you were dealing with. Despite everything that you did for them. They can just overlook it, brush it aside, like you did nothing. Yes, they can just do that. But for us, it's not that easy. We can't just lower ourselves to that level. Because of course, many of us, we do hold ourselves to a higher standard where we prefer to conduct ourselves appropriately and autonomously instead of behaving in a way that is manipulative and deceptive. in a way that is not right. Yes, we prefer to do that. But this is exactly what narcissists will do. They will go off and they will act like they're living their best lives without you. I just think about that for a moment. It really doesn't make any sense. Because how can they not care about you? How can they not have any empathy? They can't feel what you feel. They can't put themselves in your shoes. They can't even connect to you. And yet at the same time they expect you to believe that they've moved on and they're connected to someone else. How can they expect you to believe that? But that is exactly what they expect you to believe. And that is why I make these videos, because I don't want you to believe that at all. I don't want you to fall for those lies. But what I do want you to believe is that narcissists are full of shit. And I bet you didn't expect me to say that. But that's exactly how it is. Narcissists are full of shit. Everything they do, everything they portray, it's all a lie, it's all an illusion, it's all a facade. None of it has anything to do with reality. It's all just something that they've concocted in their minds. And they're very insecure about it. That's why they want to push it onto you. That's why they want you to validate it for them. That's why they upload these stupid pictures on social media. Yes, that's why they do that. Because they want you to buy into it. They want you to believe it, because then that makes it more believable for them. That's why they want you to believe in it, not because it's actually real. When something is real, you just don't even care if someone believes in it or not. But yeah, it may confuse a lot of you. You may have cognitive dissonance. Because when you're seeing these pictures and videos on social media, and then you're lining up with how they treated you, and what they've said to you, it doesn't really make too much sense. It's difficult to understand it. Because it's like, how could you spend all of this time with me? And then suddenly you just forget about me and move on to someone else like I never existed. Of course it doesn't add up. Of course it doesn't make any sense. Because if they can just move on and care so much about someone else, how could they stop caring about you so quickly? That is how you should know that yes, it is all fake. Everything a narcissist does, it's all in their mind. And whenever you're involved with them, it will be all in your mind as well. One of the most common symptoms that victims deal with after dealing with a narcissist is rumination. These endless thoughts going on inside their heads. This inner critic. You become self-critical. You begin to doubt yourself, gaslight yourself, because they've been gaslighting you for a very long time, and the reason why is because they've been gaslighting themselves for their entire lives. Yes, that's why. So of course, if they're gaslighting themselves, they're going to be gaslighting you. But when you become aware of it, that yes, this person is crazy and delusional, they have been gaslighting themselves for their entire lives, then you will learn to not expect anything from them. You will learn that whatever you're seeing, whatever they're displaying to you has no value at all. It means nothing. It has no significance in the real world. It doesn't matter what they say about you. It doesn't matter how they portray you to be. The reality is that you were victimized by a narcissist. And they are a narcissist who cannot connect to anyone, including and especially themselves. They're disconnected from themselves. They don't even know who they are. They're disconnected from their emotions. So how can they ever connect to you or your emotions? How can they ever know who you are? And not only that, but when they move on, how can they connect to the new person they're dealing with? How can they know who the new person is? So of course, a lot of times they get themselves into a lot of trouble. And of course, especially after dealing with you, the empath, I mean, when they said jump, you said how high. You were at their beck and call. You were all today, you were always there. You really think they're going to move on and find someone else like you? Find someone else who actually cares? Of course, they're not going to find that. They will be holding on to you. And this is why, on average, a narcissist will return to their victim 7 times before it's finally all over. Because the wrong decision for them, at least. Because it was not the wrong decision for you. It's a blessing in disguise, the best thing that could ever happen for you in your life is if a narcissistic person decides that they no longer want to be engaged with you. That's the best thing that could ever happen in your life. Because if they stick around for enough time, what's going to happen is they're going to run you into the ground. They're going to ruin your life. It gives you time to grow and to become the best version of yourself. And guaranteed, if they come back, they will destroy it all over again. And I mean, there's very few things they can actually do, because everything is manipulation and deception anyway. But another thing they can't do is produce long-term success. Illusion anyway. It's just something that's intended to get you in your feelings, to hurt you, to make you feel like you've lost something, you're missing out. And even then, those are just projections, because that's exactly how they feel about you. They feel like they're missing out on something with you. They feel like they've lost you. They're envious and jealous of you. Everything they say everything. It's about them. It's a projection of their negative qualities and traits. And if you look at it, you will see, yes, that's exactly how they are. That's exactly the way that they look at things, the way that they behave. What you need to understand about narcissists is it does not matter where they are, who they're dealing with, what they're doing. None of that makes a difference. They are always fake. They have no self. They have no core identity. It's all fake. It's why they go straight to discrediting you and starting smear campaigns against you. Because they don't want you to expose them for the frauds that they actually are. Deep down they know that you're that though. They know just how great you are. But they don't want to give that to you. Because that's only going to trigger them to reflect on how they're not. So of course they don't want to give you that. They don't want to let you know how great you actually are. And instead all they're going to do is continue on with this false reality. Thinking that they're so great moving on with a new source of supply. When actually it isn't like that at all. They're very insecure about what they're doing. Deep down they make it a certain way. Thank you all for joining me on another Narc Survivor live video. I appreciate you by giving this video a thumbs up down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. You can click all notifications. And if you would like to donate, you can leave a super thanks in the comment section or a super chat in the live chat. Survivor.co.uk. And you can follow me on Instagram to see pictures and videos